called celestite, and it looks like that, and it represents knowing. The Master Crystal Deva Celestial. My very touch is the tone of knowing. I am here for you. Embrace me and wear my silver blue cloak of light. My love, joy, and peace will carry you within to the place of your true birth, the place of your infinite nature. At this, the center of all that you are, there is a sacred space where all that will and has been due to you is transmuted to absolute knowing. It is in that space that we are one, outstretched and welcome. I will aid you to create through your divine heritage. Mastery and completion are yours. The allowing of the mind's transcendence over lower thought has opened to the ever-truthful path of knowing. Welcome home, child. I have always known you would hear the call. Now manifest all you are in the world, and universal mind will be born in the physical, freeing all who desire the perception of eternal light. And I'm going to read that last sentence again because I feel like that is exactly what a soul like mine is on this planet doing, and many of you listening, whether you know you're at that place of doing that or you just have the desire to remember that you're at that place, at some level, if you're even watching this show, you have enough awareness to be in that space where you are remembering, you're awakening to remember your divinity. Now manifest all you are in the world, and the universal mind will be born in the physical, freeing all who desire the perception of eternal light. And I feel like that is one thing that when we get into the angelic perspective of all of this, my angels have told me not all will choose ascension at this time. And so what I feel that means is there will be beings who are distracted by their lower vibrational agendas, their hate, their corruption. Their hearts will remain closed and jaded and guarded, and they will not pass through. And so when we look at ascension as really a state of being, the ascension process is a personal choice. So everyone on this planet is given free will. We all choose our ascension, our choice to rise through that narrow passageway of alignment, meaning we have to release all the heaviness, all the pain of past, all the drama, all the story, all the belief system has to be shed to pass through. And my angels have very clearly said to me, not all will ascend at this time. And so don't be distracted by those who are not choosing that, but just stay centered in yourselves. As the ultimate message of today's show is to stay centered in love and light within self always, and remember that your ascension is your highest priority. It is your alignment with your source. It is how you observe the world around you. You stay in a space of peace and love that surpasses all understanding. That is the mission, and that is where you will anchor. Heaven and earth will become unified and one, and we will do that together. And some of us will do this successfully, and some of us will choose not to come here, and we will live in very different holographic realities. Sound good? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So is there any last comments or anything coming in before I sign off?
No.
Okay, so one thing I was going to share on here is this Thursday, if anybody is wanting to join us for the next Healing Through the Chakras workshop, it is this Thursday from 4 to 7, and I can Skype you in if you're remote. It's the heart chakra, the Anahata, and we're going to be focusing on the heart chakra traditionally as you know it, but also I'm going to be talking about the higher heart, the lion heart. This is all about what I'm talking about on the show today, is staying in that place of complete love and compassion, and that's higher heart stuff. Unconditional love. A lot of us, we've been in human love, and human love is very conditional. It's about what do I get, what's right, what's wrong. Unconditional love surpasses all of that. It is unconditional. It loves regardless of what's happening. It always responds with love. So we're going to be working through that and doing our projects together, and it's so much fun in that class. So if you're interested, let me know. And the other thing is coming up, I officially created our Facebook event page today for our first Twin Flame Union workshop, and that is going to be on December 27th from 11 to 2 in our sacred space. If you want to Skype in or call in, you can, but let me know right away so I can get you set up, because the space is limited, and it's $55 a person or $88 for a couple. And I used 88 because infinity, twin flame. I just thought that was perfect. And I'm really excited to do this workshop with William. We're excited to just teach and lead and inspire. And we know that it's going to be beautiful. There'll be energy, angelic, galactic energy activations and meditations, and just a lot of soulful conversation. And we invite you guys to join us, and we're super excited. And if any of you guys listening live in a place where you would like something like that to come to you, and you have a spiritual bookstore, or you have a unity church you go to, or somewhere where you feel like this would be an interesting topic, contact me on my TanyaAngel555.com website, and we will make that happen, because we are ready to travel and teach around the world, wherever it opens up. So if you can't come to us, let us know if there's a place where we can come to you and we can get that all set up and going. That'd be amazing. So on that note, I'm going to show you a book that I've been reading before I met William. It's called The Holographic Reality by Michael Talbot. And this book, I would encourage any of you who found today's show fascinating and you'd like to know more about what I'm talking about, I would encourage you to meditate and thank your angels, your guides, for just helping you to see and helping you to remember, because that intention is super powerful. And this book is so amazing of explaining holographic realities, past lives, all this kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that, I would encourage you to get that book. And any of you that want to work one-on-one, past life regressions, things like that, I can do that in person, shadow work. Give me a ring and let's get busy. So I thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It was really beautiful to share that with you. And I am sending love frequencies every moment out to all of you. And I would love if each of you would join me in that intention and remember how powerful that really is. It is very powerful. So thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you next week. Namaste.
Namaste. What a day.
You're tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. Our weekly lineup of call-in programs includes Computers 2K Now with Amnon Nissan, Health In with Debbie Brooke, Breaking Free with Marilyn Shannon, Lessons of Vietnam with NCVBI members, The Tanya Love Show, Your Healthy Pet with Gisela DiCarlo. And if you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it at www.nissancommunications.com. Sponsored by Atomos.com, makers of quality video recorders and converters for professionals, CarolinaApparel.com, and DeltaForce.net.
I am going to I feel inspired today to talk about some things that have been going on over the last week, as I always do, just kind of observe the world and observe what's going on. And today's show is The Way of the Aligned Warrior. And basically what I'm going to really touch upon is the importance of balancing our masculine and our feminine energies, or AKA our yin and our yang energy. And interestingly today, I had a lot of things happening. I'm like processing, where shall we begin? And so what I'm feeling is it's important that there's an understanding of what an aligned warrior of light is. And I feel like a lot of us, like, we have this soul calling, each of us in its own way. We have our soul calling to us to embody our own divinity, which in essence, if you want to keep it really simple, is to thine own self be true, to be true to self, to really show up in your world, wherever your world is, whether you're here in the US or you're in Africa or you're in Jamaica, whatever energy you are in, whatever holographic movie you're playing in, the goal for all of us, the true alignment and the soul calling, is for us each to step up with authenticity and integrity. And so when I talk about being an aligned warrior of light, in a nutshell, that's what I'm talking about, is the balance of our yin and yang energies. And what I'm observing, and what I've been observing for a long time on this planet, and if we look at history, it's been a misaligned imbalance on the planet for a long time, thousands of years. Yet I see so many humans that are warriors of light that are coming to the planet and that are here waking up right now and remembering they have an important mission, remembering that they're here to actually be true to themselves, to embody what I love. I'm going to read you a card soon from my, I believe it was my Kuan Yin deck, and it's fierce compassion. And I love that phrase of fierce compassion, because what I've learned is that to really embody compassion, we have to start with having the deepest love for self. We have to truly have compassion for ourselves. And when we see misalignment in the world, a lot of the imbalance comes from either a martyr energy, the martyrdom of I need to just suffer for everyone else and at the cost of myself, to earn love. Like, if I do enough good deeds, it's very typical religious lessons that are told to us, and we've been taught these, the misaligned ones, which is that if we do a lot of good deeds and if we're good enough, one day we can go to heaven and then we'll be worthy of living in eternity, with God. And what I really know in my soul is that that is what's caused a lot of martyrdom, a lot of suffering, a lot of poverty consciousness. And then the other extreme of that is the aggressive nature of humans, when, you just see it in the signs of any soul that's denying its own true nature, in essence, is going to create a disruption in their energy field, and it's going to lead to some kind of an outburst or some kind of way of release. And so I was talking to my new partner, and I won't call it crime, but I do feel we're going to be way showers and like illuminating the light wherever we go with these corporate shaman workshops. And my partner Will and I were talking today on the phone, and I was really talking a lot about this. Last night I went to see Jurassic World with my family, and it was pretty freaking violent, so I wouldn't recommend taking little kids to that. But if they're open to it and you want them to see that sort of thing, whatever you like. But in the film, the gist of what I got from Jurassic World is that as I was observing this film, I'm like, this is like what humans do. This whole film is about they're messing with Mother Nature, and they're genetically trying to create something to use as basically like a warfare weapon in, what am I saying today? A weapon in warfare. That's what I'm trying to say. They are creating this dinosaur that they want to be like indestructible. And they're not really thinking about that this could turn on them in a big picture. And so they're just creating without consciousness, which is a lot of what the shaman in me is all about bringing awareness of, is conscious creation. And then they basically create this creature. And of course it gets loose because that's, nature's going to wreak some havoc to teach this lesson. And they're trying to contain it in a wall. They're trying, they don't show it any love or any interaction with others. And so it's very out of balance. It's very out of alignment and very angry. And I'm watching this film and how, in essence, it turns on them in the end of the film. And, recently my husband was telling me there's some stories in SeaWorld of these whales that they have taken into captivity for entertainment, and they want to make money, and they want to train them to do tricks and whatnot. And one of the whales apparently has turned on the people, the handlers, and has killed a couple handlers. Actually, it wasn't Ron that told me that. It was one of my soul sisters, one of my clients I was talking to. She actually is friends with a guy that works for CNN, and she was saying how he actually filmed that, whatever show that they had done on it. And what I see is, in essence, when we take a soul